Have you ever walked away from a conversation thinking to yourself, did I just say way too much? Or maybe you said nothing and your mind went blank and your body just kind of shut down, even though you had all these things going through your mind, but instead everything shut down. And then you spent the rest of the day, night, week, year replaying it on a loop over and over again. Yes, I have definitely been there. I still am there a lot of times. And this feeling isn't about being bad at communication. Instead, it's about being overstimulated and underregulated. I'm Tanya, your neurodivergent yoga teacher for real life, because adulting while neurodivergent, we need a different kind of yoga. Here we talk about real nervous system tools for everyday life. Here's what we're talking about today. First, why conversations can feel so intense and stressful when you're neurodivergent. Then we're going to talk about how to use yoga principles, body, heart, head, to stay steady enough to be heard, to use our voices effectively. Let's start with the body. When you're overwhelmed or stressed, your system goes on alert. That means our belly can tighten, our shoulders get tense up around our ears, and our breath gets really short and shallow, or even hold our breath. And that just means that our body is saying, this does not feel safe. I do not feel safe in this moment. And everything is starting to rise up to protect us. So before we start to try to fix this situation, we need to take a step back and reconnect with ourselves. Step out of the room if you can. Go to the bathroom, stretch, hum to yourself, shake out your hands. Do anything that feels good to you in that moment that helps your breath to slow down a little bit. This is practicing yoga off the mat, getting our body settled and feeling safe before our mind jumps in and we start to try to articulate ourselves or communicate. Once we have that steadiness in our body, we can start to process what we want to say or communicate. Yoga isn't always about poses. It's about awareness, being in touch with our breath and rhythms that feel good to us as neurodivergent people. It doesn't make any problems vanish. It just gives us support while we face them and solve these problems. Yoga reminds us that calm is something that we build up over time. When our heart starts to feel softer, we can start to notice what's underneath. Maybe we're feeling some sadness, frustration, or fear. Then our breath starts to make space for all of these things instead of pushing it away or pushing it down. That's when the process of our breath and tuning into it can really stop our emotions from taking over and having us shut down when we're trying to speak about something important. When we do speak, we can keep it simple, we can keep it kind, and we can communicate our needs. Things like, I need to just take a break before we keep talking about this one thing, or making a lot of changes so soon before we're supposed to do something is really too much for me. We need to slow things down a little bit. And that's just honesty with some steadiness and groundedness behind it. So we're not panicking and we're not masking to get through something, to communicate something. That means we can let our head help to organize the words and the thoughts that we're trying to get out, just one thought at a time. If things start spinning again, which they always will, it's okay to pause and come back later. And so that's not us avoiding these situations. It's just about making that space to care for ourselves and put our needs first when we need to. Here are a couple of things that can really make a big difference. Before you reply to somebody, take a slow breath in and out and feel your feet on the ground or your bottom on the ground. If you're sitting, you can put your hands on your heart to tune into your body and leave some silence between your thoughts and your words. Going slower is not bad. We all need to slow down a little bit in this world to really communicate what our needs are. And that is yoga off the mat. It's a real conversation, not just with somebody else, but with ourselves. Fill every silence or to explain every feeling that you're going through. But every pause that we take, every time we slow down a little bit, it's a chance for us to regulate ourselves instead of reacting to all of these things that are being thrown at us all the time. And our communication really does get easier and healthier when we let our body lead, when we let our heart translate and process what's going through us. And then we go up into the head and we finish our thoughts and we share our words. And that's our whole system working together through yoga, how we can move from reaction to really forming relationships, even in the hardest moments. I would love to hear what you think about this. Tell me in the comments. Ask me any questions. What happens when communication for you starts to go sideways? Do you maybe freeze up? Do you overtalk? Do you just leave the room, say, screw it, I'm not even going to deal with this, and walk away? Because your stories can help others and help me realize that we are not alone in learning how to communicate and stay regulated as neurodivergents at the same time. If this video helped you, subscribe so you'll find out when new ones come up, and take what you need from this, leave the rest, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.